SWADE SOUL. We want to welcome you to another edition of SWADE SOUL, and today I got an incredible guest, another one of the greats on the line. I got Mr. Rodney B from Troop. Rodney, how you doing, my brother?
Hey man, I'm good, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, it's good to have you here, man. We've been trying to get this together for a minute, so we finally got a chance to stake it out. Thanks to my brother Keith, man. So we definitely want to give him a shout out. I want
Yeah,
to let's jump right into it, man. I mean,
let's go. Let's
you from the
go.
original, so let's talk, man. I know you grew up, man. Let's talk about where you grew up at. I know where you were born at, but let's talk about your growth, man. Growing up in California. Let's go with that.
Growing up in California, man, I'm gonna say this first. If I didn't grow up in California, it'd be all bad for me. But anyway, growing up in California, it changed my life. You know, as a young guy, and where I came from was kind of like a terrible place at the time for my mom. So moving to California changed everything, man. It made me think different. It made me want to do everything I've learned. I want to be talented. I want to do everything they were doing out here. So actually, it was a great experience because it changed the way I thought and everything. It made me a better person.
Wow. So just in essence of, I mean, you how give me a little background on your growing up in school. What kind of excelled you? What were some of the things that made you move and to start to move you in this transition to where you are today, or what even made you who you are today?
Well, it always starts from your family. You see somebody in your family that's talented, whether it's church or singing at the house, wherever, and then you get that feeling, man. Like I like this. I like it. My church, my family, my friends at school, just people that was interesting to me. What made me want to do it like them, made me want to be as good as them. It was just people that had talent. It made me want to start doing the singing thing, man, because I saw a lot of people, like I said, from high school to junior high, wherever, from family. I hate to say it like this, but I was horny to learn how to be talented. I was horny for that.
Okay, that's an interesting way to put it, but okay, I like that. Okay, so just in essence of in school, man, what were you like in school? Let's namely say high school. What were you doing in those areas?
I was actually trying to play sports, man. I liked a variety of sports, like I said, from soccer to tennis. I everything, track, everything. I like sports. And one day I saw an audition, man, and sports was done. No more sports.
Wow. Okay. So again, that led you into starting in this whole training in the music industry. And I'm real curious on your path there, because I know that you guys had some incredible success back in the day with what Troop was doing. I mean, just with their sound and what was happening. So what led into getting into that whole phase?
Actually, I was a young guy, and I was at Magic Mountain, and I think I probably was about maybe 13, 12, and I saw New Edition, and I was just amazed because they were like around my age, and I didn't believe they were harmonizing and singing. It just blew my mind, man, that they were really doing that. So I went over there and talked to them because my class was kind of scared, and I'm like, I'm scared too, but I'm gonna go over here, forget this, I'm doing this. And I went over there and said some dumb stuff to them. Whatever I said was dumb, had nothing to do with music. And when they walked away, I caught myself staring at them, and I said, I'm gonna start me a group. I'm gonna go start a group. And I went back home, and I picked the members, and I picked everybody, and it took about a good year for to get the group right. But we went on putting on the hits, a big TV show called Putting on the Hits, and we won. And It was another group. It wasn't Alan, John, Reggie, Steve, and myself. It wasn't. It was only me and Reggie as the original members of that group that went on TV. The other guys came after that.
Wow, that's some history. No, a lot of people don't know right there. So, wow, okay. So, Troop, the group that we know as Troop today was not who we saw on putting on the hits. You were one of the originals, and
Yeah, totally.
wow,
And the other guys, I got to shout them. I got to give them a shout out. It was me, Rodney, Reggie. We call him Skeeter, Atron, and Stewart. That was the original group.
wow. So, do you keep in touch with those guys? Any of those guys from the past back then?
Yes, Stewart is one of my best friends, man. Stewart is the one that taught me how to. He taught me how to choreograph and keep in sync. And Stewart is my great friend. The other guys I talk to him sometimes, but Stewart is one of my greatest friends, man, right now. Yes.
Wow. So, okay. So let's get into how the group got into phase, because that group at that time, if I remember correctly, you guys were affiliated with MC Hammer. I don't know really the whole play of it, but maybe you can kind of enlighten us on the tail of that so I don't recite it the wrong way.
Okay. I'll break it down really quickly because there's a story with it, with the hammer thing. But we were with Atlantic Records out of New York. That's where we were signed to first. And we had a management team called Platinum Gold Productions. That was our managers. We were all. That's when the Troop came out in the albums and in the videos and things. We were with Atlantic Records. And to make a long story short, after a few years, you know, to me, unfortunately, we moved over to Hammer, and I wouldn't say Hammer himself. Hammer is a good guy, but Louis Burrell, he was kind of watching over us and managing us, when we went over there, things went kind of sour, man. It was never the same from that. So that's why we was affiliated with Hammer because his brother Louis Burrell.
Ah, good. So you guys had some hits though during that time, man. I mean, Spread My Wings. I mean, just all the different hits that came out of that group, man. How? Give me the insight of while that was being built, how that was processed.
Well, sometimes, man, you just the alignment of life is right. Sometimes it's just right, and Troop was we wanted to be good as we was going to be. We wanted to be the Michael Jackson, the Janet Jackson, the New Editions. We already was that to ourselves already before we even came out. So just when Atlantic Records, when they saw us and they liked us, they want to sign us. They just didn't know really what to do, man. We were young and they didn't know. They didn't understand how hard we were going to dance, and we just got hooked up with Joel Levert for the Mamacita song, Chucky Booker for All I Do, and we had Joyce Cinderella and Dallas on some of the first stuff, some of the early stuff we did, and we worked with Babyface, and it just came about because if you can understand this, man, it came about because we wanted to be good. The Atlantic Records didn't really know what to do with us. We want to be good, so a lot of that was us saying, "No, we want that. Let's do that song. Let's dress like this. Let's fall to the floor. Let's dance hard." That was us. That was truth, man, and it came about because we wanted to be good.
Wow, that's a deep story. And so, well, just in that mindset, how did the relationship begin to be built when all the members? Because again, as you say, there were original members that were on putting on the hits, and then when Stevie and Alan, who ended up becoming kind of the face of the group in the lead side, how did all that come about?
Well, like I said, it's my group. It's Rodney B's group, and I knew what I was doing. I knew I had to get some talented guys, straight out, man. And Steve and Alan and John was talented as hell, and there was the right guys just to do the right parts, come in and lead sing, man. And if you write good, you write good. If you produce good, you whatever, come in and be that for the group. and I picked some good guys that was talented, man, and it worked out. Everything I liked, everything they liked. We all wanted to do this. The songs we all liked. It was never nobody really arguing over. I don't like that. It just all meshed well, man. It just went together well, and I start that with me because I had the vision, and I saw these guys around high school and around town, and I kept my eye on them for a while, and I end up choosing them, man. It's just that simple. They were good enough, and they were a little more talented than I were at the time, and I needed somebody stronger than me and more confident than me, and them three guys had it.
Incredible visionary, man. I mean, just to even see that at that time, I just want to take my hat off to you because a lot of times with a lot of people, ego would have got in the way of putting something that dynamic together. So I really want to commend you for seeing that at such a young age.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, let me tell you really quick about the ego. I didn't understand the ego, no, I didn't really know nothing about it, but for me to be the lead singer on putting on the hits and and the founder of the groups and all things like that. And then here come these other three guys, and they were more a little more ready than I was. Yeah, it was something to deal with because I wasn't the main man anymore, and I wasn't looking to be the main man. I just went through it. It was a little weird, yeah.
Wow. So over the last couple of years, man, I know you've been working and doing unique things. So tell me what's been happening with you over these years because you and I have a mutual friend that how I even met you back in the day was
Uh
based
huh.
was based on a whole process of me talking about the virtual world platform. You remember that scenario?
Oh man, I don't even want to talk about that, man. Yes, I do.
That was how our relationship started. So it was a whole
Whew.
piece of kind of introducing a new concept into the game.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh,
my listeners will get a chance to hear a conversation about that later on, so we don't have to dig so
yeah.
deep. But it definitely was something that started our dialogue to where we able to communicate today. We had a good
Uh,
friend of ours by the name of Keith, and I wanted to bring him in the conversation. While you talk about what's happening, what's going on with you now in this new
yeah.
phase. So
Let's,
we
let's
go
do it.
bring. Keith, we got you on the line right now. You in with us right now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man. We got you on the line, man. So we're talking about what's going on right now in the industry and what's happening with Rodney and Rodney B right now and the things he got coming on with new projects coming out right now. So we want to make sure that we plug this real hard so we get our fans out here going out here and promoting and marketing and keeping you in the midst of what's up. So let us know what's going on.
Not too
Um.
much right now, man. Me and Rob been friends since what,
Wow.
89, 90, I believe it was. And over the years, we always kept in touch, man. I moved away to Texas, but we always kept in touch, man. But my relationship with those guys, man, it's like they afforded me the opportunity to travel the United States, to alongside with them. For that, I'm forever grateful. But Rod had always been writing songs and different things, and like you mentioned earlier, Steve, Allen, and John, in the group, everybody assumed it was like, hey, like you say, they were the face of the group, talented guys and everything. But Rodney started it, and just to hear the backstory, man, I was blown away because I was like, wait a minute, I remember the putting on the hits. And how I got introduced to Troop was through my little brothers, because what was that, Video Soul or the box or something like that back in the day, and they was like, "Hey man, check out these dudes." So the song was My Heart, and man, I must have wore that cassette tape out, listening to that song. So that's how I got introduced to the fellas.
Wow.
Great story,
Hello.
Rod. No, great story, Rod. I want you to kind of just keep us abreast of what's happening right now, man. Where you headed? What's the group got going on? I know you got a new single coming out. Kind of tell us what's up with that, because we're gonna definitely play the single so everybody get a chance to hear what the new project is right now. But tell us what's going on with that right
Um. It's just me growing the hell up. man, and using things that I've been wanting to use for a while, but I just I just kind of took a back seat just because I was comfortable and where I was in life. I was okay. I did what I wanted. I wanted to come out and be really good and dance really good and outdance any group ever. And I succeeded. I succeeded, man. And it's just time now for me to grow up and do other things that I'm good at and other things that like I said, that turn me on. I like singing. I like writing. I like being around studios with talented guys, man, with people that's yearning for it like I am. So now that I found all that, I just been working on my music, man. Just working on my music and writing and through this pandemic, I became a great writer almost, but I'm pretty good now. And and with the troop thing, we just constantly do whatever we do. We already in there, so we get a call for an interview or a show or a Zoom show, whatever. We're doing it because that's what we do. So troop is always going to do their stuff, man. That's just what it is now. So that's
Man,
what it is.
so I want to know, just in essence, so everybody know how to stay in touch with you. Give them a link to your Instagram if you got one, or your Facebook. So how to stay in touch with us, what you got going on.
Well, everything is under Rodney B of Troop.
Rodney B of Troop. So you guys, if you do that now, you'll find all of the projects out there going on. Look up Troop. So all you youngsters out there who don't know what we talking about with My Heart and all these big songs that they had that today still are, you turn on any radio station, they're still getting bumped from being legendary songs in the game right now, man. And we sitting here with a legend who has been around, and you will hear his voice consistently for many years. Your children will hear his voice for many years. So we want to thank you for your contribution, Rod, and everything you've done to the game and put us in this situation, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, man, I thank you too. I thank everybody because time tells. Time is going to tell everything, and people they still like our music, and we still got a boatload of fans. So I appreciate everything everybody is doing, and I appreciate you too, man. And God is good, bro.
Hits, but I know you got something exclusive in the bag that you ain't told nobody yet. So give us an exclusive story on something that happened in the day that was unique, that sticks out with you.
Well, a few things, man. A few things. Well, I'll say this. I keep it nice right now, bro. That's what I do. Um, I remember when we were in Dallas or Houston, one of them, and me being a younger guy, not listening to the road manager and things like that. In my group, they told me you always like to walk around. You need to chill out and relax. I'm like, hey, I'm having fun. I'm doing what I want. I'll do and I'll say what I. And I wasn't saying it to be a bad guy. I was just so happy, man. So I kept doing it. And then one day we was like I said, we was in Houston, and I went to the car just thinking I can do a show and walk to the car. Bad move. Bad move. My whole group, the security, the management, everybody had to come and pull about 15 to 17 people out the car. And I was all on the bottom, all twisted up in a knot, man. And I learned my lesson. I shouldn't have did it, but I remember that, man, like it was yesterday because I was scared. I got scared for a minute, but not listening. And I went anyway. After we did a big show with Hammer, it was with Hammer then. And I learned my lesson.
That's wow. At that time, you guys was that. I mean, MC Hammer was one of the top artists in the world. So even to
Wow.
be on that tour or being around that was, I know it was crazy, man, because it was nothing like that. It was pandemonium, probably.
Woo, man. There's a lot of I could just say this. Some people say two, I'll say five. That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Wow.
Five.
I love and man, we appreciate having you again, man, on Sway Soul, and look forward to having you back on here, man, when you got some new stuff for us, and we want to keep this stuff moving, and we're gonna play this new single. Yo, this is the new single from Rodney B and Troop. Y'all check it out on SWADE Soul Show.
Here we go. Mamacita, I love you, baby girl. I'm so glad to meet you. Hey, sweet thing, yeah, señorita. Don't you know how much I need you? Do you wanna ride to the west side? 'Cause I wanna spread my wings and fly away. All I do is think of you. Even if I got an attitude, I'm not sued. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? I'ma keep you on the side of me, side of me, side of me. Tell me how you feel when you're gripping on my wing. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? We hit the town when you're down to ride. We might swerve from side to side. We kill the game like homicide. I waited for this all my life. Even if you got an attitude, I can't even be mad at you. A word up. I be thinking about having things. That's how it is when you have the game. Stay with me and we flossing. See me dripping just like a faucet. Ain't no telling just what it costed. You see the horses on the carpet. I be thinking about having things, yeah. That's how it is when you have the game, yeah. Stay with me and we flossing. You see me dripping just like a faucet. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? I'ma keep you on the side of me, side of me, side of me. Tell me how you feel when you're gripping on my wing. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? I will always love you. Yeah. Ride with me, ride with me, ride with me. I've been riding with you on Sunset. Riding with the top down, what's next? I just came up on a fat check, and now your little homies got a show. You wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? I'ma keep you on the side of me, side of me, side of me. Tell me how you feel when you're gripping on my wing. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me, ride with me? I will always love you, yeah. I will always love you, yeah.
Sweet